YouTube? It's your boy Sean Matry here with a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh video. This is going to be on updates to the current speed duels. New skills, new cards. We'll take a look at some of the things. Anyway, here we go. Let's get on it. Now, first is our Kira skill 1. So you can only use the second and third effect once per duel. At the start of the duel, send one Tindangle card from deck to graveyard. Set one Stairs of Mail from outside your deck. You cannot normal or special summon monsters, excluding special summons from the extra deck. So if we look at some of the Tindangle monsters, we have Tindangle base Gardener. Does any of these want to do anything in the graveyard? Okay, this could special summon itself if you have some face down. Wait. Okay, so if you special summon one, this could special summon itself and face down defense. So maybe something with the intruder, right? Maybe you want to do something with that. But yeah, we'll have to see. But maybe something with the intruder for sure. I don't think anything else really wants to abuse the grave, but we'll see in the future. And then also we have the Stairs of Mail, which was leaked. So basically this allows us to change the battle position of a monster from face down defense to attack. You do have to discard a card. Or change one attack position monster you control to face down defense. So either or. And also you cannot discard another card for the same name of the effect of Stairs of Mail. So yeah. Then the second part of the skill is send one card from hand or field to graveyard. Then send up to 2 Tindangle cards or Nagel's Protection from deck to grave. Nagel's Protection allows us to banish it from the graveyard, discard a card to add a Nagel's discard any Tindangle card to add a Nagel's Protection to hand. So once per turn, if a Tindangle monster inflicts battle damage, it's doubled, and Tindangles cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect, the ones that are in the main monster zone. So interesting. Also, if your opponent controls a monster, you can make face down monsters you control. Tindangle monsters you currently control become flip summonable. So you can just flip them up and you don't need to wait a turn. So interesting. Next is Akira skill number 2. You can only use the second effect once per duel. At the start of the card, add ace cards to your deck. And extra deck can be activated before your normal draw if your life points at 3,000 or less. One of the cards you normal draw this turn will be one Dark Fiend monster. So you could just, we already have many skills like this, but yeah, just basic skill there. Akira skill number 3. You can only use the first and second effects once per duel. Return one Tindangle Hound in your deck to your deck, draw a card. If your opponent controls a monster while you control no monsters, reveal one dark monster in your hand, return one card from your hand to the deck, then set it in Tindangle from your hand or deck to field. So I think the first one's gonna be the preferred skill, but you know, interesting for it to say the least. I mean, the nice thing is if you flip this up, it's 2,500, and each monster linked to it makes your opponent lose 1,000 attacks. So, you know, kind of cute. And if it's destroyed by battle card effect, you can change this. You can target one face-up monster in the field, change it to face-up defense. Seems a little bit weak, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh, also, when it's flipped, you can target one of the face-up on the field. Monster in the field, this gains attack equal to the original attack, then change that monster to face down. So if they have a Rainbow Neos, you can make this thing gain 6,500 attack. I mean, gain 4k attack, it'll be funny, but yeah. It still might be used, you still can use this with like the first skill or whatnot. You can't use like shit all with the first skill because it locks you into Tindangle, so just keep that in mind. Now the fourth skill is, you can only use the skills effect second effect once per duel. Send one Tindangle monster from hand to grave, add a flip monster from your deck with a lower level from deck to hand. Keep in mind that's any flip monster. You can reveal one flip monster instead to set a Tindangle monster with a lower deck to the field. So either or, you could either set a Tindangle to the field, or, yeah, or add one to hand, or add a flip monster. but you can also reveal a flip monster set of Tindangle with a lower level. So, interesting. From turn 2 onward, make face-down monsters you control become flip summonable. And face-up monsters you currently control can be treated as Tindangles when used as link material. So, very interesting on that front. Can make your turn 2 plays a little bit more explosive. Okay. Next is the Yusei skill. You can use the skill second and third effects once per duel if your deck contains Stardust Dragon. You cannot special summon monsters except Junk Synchron, Warrior Synchros with light or darks with a level. Light or wings with a level. Reveal one Synchron monster in your hand and return one card in your hand to the deck. Then add on your mark, get set duel for your deck to your hand. So again, when this card is activated, if you control no other cards, you can add a Synchro monster from deck to hand. So yeah, you get to add your Junk Synchron, your Quick Draw Synchro, whatever you want. Once per turn during the standby phase, put a signal counter on this card. You can remove 2 signal counters on your field. Send this face-up card to the graveyard. Draw 2 cards, then send 1 from your hand to the graveyard. It's a little bit slow in the second effect. This is just like a rota for any Synchro monster. So pretty cool on that front. So next we have the second part of the skill. Send 1 card from hand or field to the graveyard, then play 1 wheel Synchron face up on your field from outside your deck. Then add Jet Warrior, Junk Archer, Junk Destroyer, Junk Warrior, Shooting Star Dragon, and Stardust Warrior to your extra deck. And Formula Synchron and Sonic Chicken Speed Warrior from engraved outside the deck. I guess that having Speed Warrior in the graveyard makes Junk Synchron a normal summon. So there's that. Junk Synchron can normal summon, bring back Speed Warrior. You make a 5 out of that, or make a 4. You could also revive back Formula Synchron potentially and make plays off that. So very, very interesting. I don't know if this is super good or not, but interesting. Next, we have a Jack Atlas skill. You can only use the skill second and third effects once per duel. You cannot normal summon or special summon except for Synchros at level 5 or lower Dragon Fiends. Send 1 card in your hand, 1 card from your hand, and 1 card from your field to the graveyard. Then set 1 level 8 Red Dragon's Archfiend from your extra deck to the field. Its battle position can be changed, so instant access to that. If only your opponent controls a monster you control face-up Red Nova Dragon, set 1 Fiendish Chain from your hand or deck to the field. So if you're going second, maybe you want to set that Fiendish Chain, you can activate it that turn, flip it up, and then bang, Fiendish Chain, negate. So pretty cool on the Resonator front. Going second, you instantly have a negate, so for whatever boss monster they decide to leave on the field, you can negate at any point. Very, very cool. So, their skill looking pretty good on that front. And we'll have to see the combos to go with it, but right away, Resonator looking pretty promising here. So, definitely excited for this. Alright, Fiend skill. During your main phase, shuffle 3 monsters from your graveyard or banish into your deck, including a Fiend, draw a card. So maybe a nice thing for like BA or Unchained could use a skill like this. Yeah, this could actually be quite nice. So I like that. Dino skill 1, you could use the skill's first effect once per turn and twice per duel. During your main phase, shuffle, then draw a card, so this is that for Dinos. Dino skill 2, during your main phase, place a level 5 or higher to the bottom of your deck, draw a card. Okay, so this is a Fiend's exchange for Dinos. Dino skill 3. Okay, you can only use the skill's second and third effects once per duel. You cannot normal summon or monsters except for Dinos, excluding summons from the extra deck. Send 1 face-up non-Dinosaur. Okay. To the graveyard, then add 1 baby Ceratosaurus from deck to end, then send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. Okay, sure. But baby Ceratosaurus is really good. There are combos with Dragonic Diagram, but I don't think we're getting it. But, yeah, nice. You could also send, like, a Survival Zen from hand to graveyard to meet that requirement. So you can, like, normal summon Baby Ceratosaurus, then it's a pop with Survival Zen if you're going in second. So keep that in mind. Next, change 1 face-up monster in either field to the graveyard. That to the graveyard. Change 1 level face-up monster on either field to 4 until the end of this turn. If it's a monster your opponent controls, change its type to Dinosaur. So this is probably something to do with Jurassic World. We're probably getting it. Not Jurassic World, because except Dinos, so it doesn't really affect your opponent if it's Dinos. yeah. I don't know. I don't know if this is has to do with anything, but we might be getting this anyway. Okay. So really cool. Alright, until the end of the turn for the rest of the turn. You can normal summon one soul-eating Oviraptor in addition to your normal summon set. Okay. So we're getting this, likely. We do not have this in the game, and soul-eating Oviraptor is a really, really powerful monster when it takes into account dinos. I wonder if we're going to get Superconductor Tyranno. That card is very powerful. It's a Book of Eclipse on legs. We'll have to see. But definitely interesting to see if we get it and we get a full-on dinosaur package to go with this. Would make some sense. Alright, Declan Akaba skill. You can only use the second and third effects once per duel. At the beginning of the duel, add Pendulum Stones to your field. You cannot normal summon or special summon except for DDDs, excluding summons from the extra deck. Reveal one Doom King Armageddon or one level 1 monster. Add one level 2 DD monster from deck to hand. So that can immediately search Swirl Slime. You can also search Lamia if we're getting it. Maybe we're getting Siegfried. If you're only your opponent controls a monster, you control a face-up DDD Doom King Armageddon. Set one Dark Contract from your deck to the field. So if you're going second, that instantly gets Gate. If you control Doom King Armageddon, then you get Gate right on your field. Or Witch if you want it. So maybe something there, you're going to have to cook with the skill, we'll have to see. Next is Tri-Brigade. Okay, so Tri-Brigade is getting a skill. You can only use this skill's second effect once per duel. At the start of the duel, banish Tri-Brigade Bearbrum the Rampart Rampager, Ferjeet, Rugal, and Chirag from outside your deck. You cannot normal summon monsters except Albaz, Light Spellcaster, Beast Warrior Ring, or Fusion or Link monsters. Okay. Reveal one Tri-Brigade kit in your hand. Send one Tri-Brigade card from your hand to the graveyard and add one Tri-Brigade monster from deck to hand. Then you can play a Tri-Brigade monster from your hand to the field. So automatically, this card is fantastic. This skill is fantastic. And the reason why it's fantastic is because this allows you to instantly have access to a Tri-Brigade in hand to special summon. So if you run an all-gas variant, then you can, like, let's say, you can activate Fractal, and then you don't die to a book move because you essentially turn any Tri-Brigade into an extender. So it gives them a free body. I don't get the banish part, but this is quite nice. And you can use this with birds. You can use this with birds because it allows winged beast monsters. So you can use this with birds. So Birdup can play this skill as well. So I think that this skill will be quite nice for extension. And it also makes Kit essentially make this deck a lot more consistent. Because now opening Kit is a starter. So now, let's go over the starters you have. Fractal is a starter. Kit is now a starter because it discards and searches any Tri-Brigade. You have Caress is a Caress is a semi-starter. Then you also have access to Rescue Cat and Tenki. So you have 3, 6, 12 starters with Rescue Cat right off the bat, and maybe around 14. So you can potentially go to 30 cards with Tri-Brigade if you wanted to, or run a 25 card build comfortably. So very, very nice to see Tri-Brigade finally get a skill adaptation, and the skill is also really nice going second, because now you get a Tri-Brigade body right on the field, regardless. So very good to see this. So yes, very, very good to see this. I don't get the banish. I don't get why we're banishing these. Maybe it's like if you hard open Revolt, but I don't know about that. But because Rampager can't summon it. Yeah. But we'll see. Maybe somebody runs going second things with this. We'll have to see. But I think there's promise here. This and the Resonator skill I like a lot. Okay. Subterror skill. You cannot normal or special summon, including special summons from the extra deck, except for Subterrors. Reveal one level 4 Subterror monster in your hand, and set that one the hidden city or final battle from your deck to the field that can be activated this turn. So already, that is extremely powerful, giving you immediate access to the archetypes, most powerful cards. So, This I can tell you we're 100% getting. So the Hidden City adds any Subterror monster from deck to hand. Also, you can change one face down Subterror monster you control to face up attack or defense. Now, the fact that you have to reveal level 4 Subterror indicates we might be getting Guru. You will be flipping it with, of course, your skill, your Hidden City. So you get the Hidden City right on the field. You get to flip it up. If you already opened your Hidden City, then you already have access to Final Battle, which is very, very powerful. Getting access to this turn 1 essentially allows you to have instant access to flipping any of your monsters up, causing disruption on your opponent's turn, and allowing yourself to basically gain a monumental amount of advantage doing so. This card can get very crazy as far as boosting up attack. For all those who weren't involved before, here's what it does. And by the way, you can get all these cards that were earlier via box ships. But for everybody who wasn't around during Subterror meta, I'll tell you exactly what this does. So it can change one set Subterror to face up attack or defense. So immediately giving you immediate access to, of course, your whatchamacallit, your Subterror effects. So like your Umastrix, which will allow you to banish the card to the field. Your Umastrix, not Umastrix, the other one, I forget what it's called. Let me look it up. I think it's Ultra Fumus, but yeah, Ultra Fumus, which allows you to Book of Eclipse the entire field. So very, very strong on that front to any deck that will lose to that. Does Umastrix target? Yeah, it does. Okay, so this does target, but still really good. So Hidden City gets set right to the field or your final battle, so this can flip it up. Second effect, you could use any one of these effects. Change one Subterror to face down. So if it's face up, you switch it face down. And then the third effect, the attack of one Subterror monster becomes equal to its combined original attack and defense to the end of the turn. So very, very good. So Umastrix will go up to 4,700 attack if you do, which basically will clear anything on the field. And the fourth effect, this turn, activated Subterror effects cannot be negated. So very, very good. Which basically means that they value your Umastrix. You can flip this up. They can't negate it. They want to Fiendish in. They cannot negate it. Yeah, so very, very good. And also, instead of going to the graveyard, it gets set. So very, very powerful. You can keep using this every turn, and essentially get a banish on the field every turn. So very, very strong. So there's more to the skill than this. It's just that. If you set it from your hand, draw a card. So again, if you want to set it out of hand and maybe you opened up both, you can get a draw out of it. So very good. It can replace itself. Good to see. You can turn it into a draw if you need to. Also, if you control no monsters while your opponent controls a monster, you can set one level 5 or higher Subterror from your hand or deck to the field. Its battle position can be changed this turn. So immediately, that is insanely strong. Obviously, getting on your going second, setting your Umastrix or your Ultra Fumus, flip it up, and then either book your opponent's field or banish any one of their threats. Yeah, so obviously really, really powerful, gives you that buff you need going second, and yeah, really good. I definitely think this deck has some potential. The skill looks kind of cracked. The only thing I would kind of worry about, well, the deck's going to be a little bit slower. It's not going to be as aggressive, I feel, as it was before, unless you have a really good way of, like, summoning them. I don't think Hidden City summons the big boys on the field. Also, Hidden City gives battle protection. So you can change one face down defense to face up attack, or defense and negate the attack. Yeah, so you can negate attack, gives you battle protection, which is nice. Yeah, so it might be a little bit slower to get Ultra Fumus in play, but got to cook. I think overall, Guru Control could be quite strong, though. I think that this deck definitely has some potential. Book of Moon skill. If we get Guru, I don't know if we're going to get Fiendish too. Fiendish is an Omnigate. Fiendish might be a bit strong, but it is really good. So we'll have to see. Yeah, it can negate an activation of any card effect, then changes any Subterror to face down. So, yeah, this is very good. Obviously, Omnigates are very powerful. So we'll see if we end up getting this. Also, you can target one face-up monster you control, change it to face-down defense, and if you do, special summon a Subterror from your hand or graveyard. Yeah. So this card is obviously really strong. I don't know if we're going to get it. We'll see. Alright, Book of Moon skill. You can use the first or second effects if your deck can chain 7 or more darks from turn 2 onward. Reveal 1 dark monster. Then shuffle 1 card and the grave. Add a Book of Moon from deck to hand. Place a Book of Moon from the bottom of the deck, then draw a card. Okay, so this skill is very useful for dark decks. So deck like Unchained might use this because you can get a free Book of Moon. Any card in your hand you don't want, just replace it for a Book of Moon, which is good. And then you can also place book from your hand to the bottom of the deck, draw a card if you need to. But this could also be used for going second because you can essentially draw a Book of Moon in a deck that you may need the matchup for going second. You could use this maybe even Burning Abyss. You know, get a free Book of Moon for whatever reason, and then, you know, get an extra disruption if you need to. Terrors of the Overroot. If only your opponent controls monsters, return 1 card from your hand to the deck that said Terrors of the Overroot from hand to the deck. Can be activated this turn. Not really that great, honestly. Springans skill. You can only use this second effect once per turn. You cannot normal summon except Albaz, like Focus, Springans, or Chinook Seeds. Okay. Reveal 1 Fallen Albaz or Springans spell trap in your hand. Then send 1 Fallen Albaz or level 4 Springans from hand or deck to grave instead of Springans spell trap from your hand or deck to the field. It can be activated this turn. If you send Fallen Albaz, you can add a Springans card from deck to hand. Okay. So this is Konami's way of getting this involved in the game. Springans do have an Albaz monster with it. So, oh, it's Springans. So, we're gonna probably get Spring the Iron District, and I would imagine this is coming in the set. Now, it's Albaz plus some effect monster special summon this turn. So, this could be funny if you could get your opponent to super power you first, and then you could summon Albaz and make this. But you could also play any of the Albaz fusions, to be honest with you. So if you look at Albaz, you don't have to necessarily play Spring. You could play something like Brigand. So Brigand, again, could just search another Albaz if this card is sent to the graveyard during the end phase of that turn. So if you, this is all part of Branded, if you don't know what Branded is. Basically a fusion type archetype relying around Despia and Albaz. They will be coming soon. We are not far from Branded Despia, so get ready for that. They're slowly getting to it. I would not be shocked if we see Branded Despia by Worlds, because to me that makes the most sense to like allude into that and give you that by the time Worlds comes, so that way, you know, people see Branded in Duel Links. But yeah. Also, you can make Titanic Lad if you want. It's just a monster with 2,500 or more attack, which basically every deck does. And if you summon this, it's unaffected by special summon monsters from the extra deck, but it's a good way to clear them. So, you probably play this if you're playing Albaz in the deck. But yeah, you can add any Springans card from deck. Send any card from hand or field to grave. Special summon it, but it locks you in the Dark Dragon Synchros. You could target one face-up monster controller has a level, send 1 Fiend Tuner from deck to grave, and if you do, it decreases that monster's level by 1. So this card is very good. Can special itself, you can even normal it, and get a free Foolish Burial, and then extend off bits. So that's very, very good, obviously, for synchro summoning and whatnot. We're also getting, pointing out the key cards. Another really good card that we are getting, I feel, in the Resonator support, are Soul and Vision Resonator. These cards are very, very powerful. So Soul Resonator on normal or special summon can add any level 4 Fiend from deck to hand. So it's kind of like the Salamander Fire for Resonators. So right off the bat, this can get you access to your Bone Archery. Also, you cannot special summon except for Dark Synchros. If a card would be destroyed by card effect while you control Red Dragon Archfiend, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead. So immediately, if this card's in your graveyard, it's like Phalanx. So notice this cards, so it can protect everything. So that's immediately really good. That I'm really looking forward to Resonator. I definitely want to try them out. Vision Resonator is also really powerful. Again, this can be searched off your Soul Resonator, so keep that in mind. If a level 5 or higher monster is on the field, you can special summon this card for your hand. Also, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one spell or trap that mentions Red Dragon Archetype from your deck to your hand. So immediately right off the bat, this searches any of the cards that mention Red Dragon Archetype, so it's a +1 once you get to search, so that's very, very good. You can even dump this off of your Bone Archfiend, so yeah, Resonator looking pretty cool, to say it the least. And getting that free Fiendish Chain going second definitely looks good. We're also tying into the Resonator archetype. We don't know if we're getting anything additional. There might be more. There might be more coming in addition to this. Again, we didn't know if Mirage Dahlia was coming in addition to Salad stuff. They could be giving us more. But Scar Dragon Archfiend looks very promising for Jack Atlas. Basically, 1 tutor plus 1 or more non-tuners. That's a level 8. Basically, this monster is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard. You get to special summon 1 Red Dragon Archfiend from your extra deck. So immediately, right off the bat, just plops the Red Dragon Archfiend onto the field. So very, very good. Then if this card was sent to the graveyard as synchro material for a Dark Dragon, you can destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. So if you make this in attack mode on your opponent, if you're going second, you make this, and then they have to stop this because if you synchro with it, then you are going to be threatening to wipe their board. So very, very good. And summon an RDA at the same time. But to get the RDA effect, you can just remember this has to be sent to the graveyard. This cannot miss the timing either. So for example, this is very good that this cannot miss the timing, because if you wanted to chain like a droplet on chain link 2, and your opponent activates an effect that would stop this, then you wouldn't have to worry about RDA being going to the graveyard on chain link 2 rather than it not being the last thing that hits the grave. So very good that this thing does not miss the timing. But if your opponent activates if they activate something like a Book of Moon on this to try to prevent it, then you can chain like your droplet, send the Scar Dragon Archfiend to the graveyard, then negate their effect, and then after that, change Scar Dragon's effect, bring out RDA, so that could be very, very good to extend potentially going second. So yeah. Okay, another archetype that is also I didn't go over Crimson Gaia. We are also getting this. Didn't even see this here, so really, really strong. Crimson Gaia is quite good. So during your main phase, you could add 1 Red Dragon Archfiend card or 1 card that mentions it from deck or graveyard to your hand except Crimson Gaia. So immediately right off the bat, any Red Dragon Archfiend card. So basically a rota for the entire archetype. So immediately you can search out your Soul Resonator, because this mentions Red Dragon Archfiend. Red Vision Resonator also mentions Red Dragon Archfiend. So immediately really, really strong. Yeah, from your deck to your, or graveyard to your hand. And it's a continuous spell, so even better. So every turn, you can keep doing this. So very, very good. Second effect, when your Red Dragon Archetype declares an attack, you can change all monsters your opponent controls to face down defense. So that's immediately really good effect, because simply this is a board breaker as well. So not only is that a rota, but this is also an additional effect that becomes a board breaker. Potentially going second, your opponent has to worry about you booking their entire field. So basically a Book of Eclipse in the battle phase being really, really good, enhancing the threat of your RDA. If a monster on the field would be destroyed by a battle card effect, you can special summon a Red Dragon Archfiend from your graveyard. So this card is obviously insanely good. This is also, this effect will apply for a scarred Red Dragon Archfiend as well, because it becomes RDA on the field or in the graveyard for both effects. So again, being RDA in the graveyard, if they threaten your RDA, and hey, Scarred is in the graveyard, then you can reborn your Scarred Dragon Archfiend. So very, very powerful, honestly. I can't wait to try this. This spell is insane for whatever it does for the archetype. So looking really, really good. Okay, going over a few more cards to not make this video forever. One card that I see that scares the crap out of me is Salamangreat Raging Phoenix. Now, as you all know, I love Salamangreat, and if we get this, immediate video is coming. I'm not going to hesitate on it. All you salad lovers who click on my videos, you're going to get ready for this, because this is going to come out immediately. Raging Phoenix is, I feel, a mistake in Duel Links. This card is too powerful, but it is leaked, so we're probably going to get it at some point. If this card is Link Summon using Raging Phoenix material, basically, if you reincarnate Link it, Tenshin Shokan, you can add any Salamangreat card from deck to add, so it's insanely powerful. We don't have Raw or, well, we have Raw, but Gazella's at 1, but you don't have Rage, thank God for that, because this was immediately broken turn 1. Then, if a Face of Fire is controlled, would be destroyed by battle or card effect, while this is in your graveyard, you can target one of those monsters, especially this card, and if you do this, gains that monster's attack. So, this is like, you know how you reborn Fennec from the graveyard? This is more cracked than that. So basically, if this thing is in the graveyard, and they destroy your monster in battle, you go up against hero, bang, this thing comes on the field, and it will have a whopping amount of attack. If they destroy your Sunlight Wolf, then it will go up to 4,300 attack, which is pretty much stronger than anything that's in an archetype. If they destroy your Pyro Phoenix, this thing will go up to like 5,300 attack points. 5,600. Alright, so also fire procs this. So if you use your fire in the graveyard to destroy yourself, you can revive Raging Phoenix and make lethal plays for it. Also, this could search Salamangreat Claw, which a lot of people are playing now. So yes, I am absolutely terrified that this card comes. This could boost Salamangreat to tier 0.5 or higher, depending on, you know, because it's already a tier 1 deck. Unless the new decks overthrow it, this could potentially boost Salamangreat to that tier 0.5, tier 0 status, which I hope we don't ever get to that point. And then Merrymaker can send any Springans from deck to graveyard, so we're probably getting this because of all the Springans stuff that's aboard. Oh, this could also send the Fallen Albaz from deck. Great. This is a very interesting deck. I can't wait to try it. Rescue Ace, I do not like that deck. Hopefully it never comes to duelings, but okay. Anyway, yeah, so that's going to pretty much do it for the video. Soulful Court support is coming. This is very interesting too. I just want to bring up Cooley as an Omni Negate, so this is a really cool card, but I think Soulful Court is a deck that potentially can deal with getting the Omni Negate and be fine. It would be unbalanced, because I think the deck is pretty underpowered right now, but yeah. Anyway, that's my video. I am very excited for Resonator. I am very excited for the Tri-Brigade skill. I want to try out Subterror as well. Salamangreat I'm a bit terrified for, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. But until next time, it's your boy Shinobi Try, signing out. Bye, YouTube. On flip adds any Subterror card from deck to hand, so which